What would you do if a total stranger started chatting with you while you were killing time at Starbucks, Java House, who then invites you to their village? Keep in mind that you need to head to the airport in 90 minutes and you have never met this man before, but he insists that you visit his village. Well, if this man's name is King David, then the answer is a resounding yes. I want to call out that this is not a typical video that I expect to get many likes, but this highlights the theme that I indicated in a previous video, that this trip offered many authentic experiences, which were meaningful and impactful for me. Now, onto the story. Hold on, I need the robe for this one. 45 minutes before King David asks me to visit his village, he was passively trying to sell me a bracelet, which quickly morphed into requesting flour and oil. The bracelet I didn't need, but he needed the flour and oil, and I had extra shillings that I no longer needed. So it was an easy yes. You see, I don't consider King David as just another person asking for assistance. I believe that I was supposed to meet King David. Yes, I believe in good karma. For the full 45 minutes before agreeing to visit his village, I was mesmerized by him. It wasn't because he spoke French, German, Italian, English, Swahili. It wasn't because he told me everything I needed to learn about real estate in Diani. It wasn't because he educated me on how to purchase an entire fleet of tuk-tuks. It was because he was full of grace and pride as he spoke about his village, and how he spoke from the heart about the children in his village. My crew and I hung on every word. King David prefaced his responses with, "Thank you for your question," and always punctuated with a smile. Seriously, who does that? Only the humblest, most gracious, and patient people you will ever meet. I felt like I was listening to a legend. I asked him how he got his nickname, and he said, "Thank you for your question, but that's a long story," and that all his friends call him King David. We agreed to go to his village, but King David said we need to get biscuits for his kids. By his kids, he meant all the kids in the village. We bought the biscuits at the next door supermarket and poured into a tuk-tuk, and off we went. We took back roads to the village, and King David spoke of how he walks the back roads every morning into town and returns via the same route each evening. He was sure to point out that there were no lights on the back roads and that he wasn't bothered by it. It was still light out, so we were able to take in all the natural beauty. It reminded me of my childhood in Lebanon. Upon reaching the village, he called for as many kids as he could find and started handing out the treats. Some of the kids were shy, but who could blame them given that we were strangers? However, some kids were sure to show up twice. He showed us around the area and pointed out the many fruit trees and gardens. We soon ran out of biscuits, but we were able to purchase sweets from a village shop. This allowed King David to ensure that each and every kid received a treat of some kind. My favorite part of the visit was the school located at the heart of the village. King David was immediately welcomed by the teachers at the school. Seeing the kids in their uniforms again reminded me of my childhood in Lebanon. Though the teachers were accommodating, I could not help but feel like we were intruding. So we opted to observe without interrupting. Kenya is by no means perfect, but kids having easy access to education is what it's all about. I recognize that politics in Kenya is complicated, and I will leave it to Kenyans to comment on. However, I am not shy in admitting that politics in the United States is a nightmare and one of the main reasons that I plan to move to Kenya. Meeting people like King David is such a joy and reaffirms my love of culture and diversity. What King David doesn't know is that when I return, he will be the first person I look up. Hopefully, he will join me for many more coffees at Java House, and I will join him as he distributes other essential items to his kids in the village.